Hello, 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 everyone. We're going to be diving into another Final Fantasy draft. We're about 12 drafts in now. Still only two trophies. Just got one trophy here on our last one with some birds. Let's see where we end up. Okay, some big top end here with Zodiac Umbral God. Half the non god creatures they control rounded down, sacrifice another creature. I mean, this is cool, but also we've got Ancient Adamantoise. And I mean, this is a pretty good one. It's an 820 Vigilance with Ward 3. But once you get to that late in the game, it's unlikely to like really be that important, the Ward 3. All damage will be dealt to you and other permanents you control is dealt to this instead. When it dies, exile create 10 tapped creature. I mean, we're going to take it. It's a giant mythic. I'm not 100% sold on it, but at the same time, it kind of sets your life total to 20. Or it gains you 20 life until it's gone. I see Reach the Horizon, which I'm kind of down for, but I also see Gubu Gardener, which is wild. But 1-3 seems to be a good blocker in this format so far. And then also tapping for mana seems very relevant as well. So we're going to pick up the Gardener. I see another Gardener, but we also see Torgal, a fine hound. This card is incredible. Absolutely always want the first one in pretty much any green deck you want. So we're going to scoop it up here, even though we see another Gubu Gardener. What colors do we want to pair with this? Now, normally I would say blue and green pair well together, but they're more of like either a tempo shell or just like a big spells. And so we could do some ramping, but you know the big spells that they care about are more towns. The other thing that we'd want to end up taking a look at here would be tempo, but like our ramp doesn't really play well with tempo. Kinecue Gourmet, that plays really well with things like the equipment that make it a guy. Dragoon's Wyvern is just a flyer, so you could like lock up the ground and fly over through the air. And then we've also got this Crossroads. Vaughn, I don't think is really ever getting through. I'm not super sold on this card. Ash is a red-white card through and through, it looks like. I don't really know what to do, so I think I'm going to stick with green, take this green card. We could just take a town. I don't know if I'm really sold on this one. All right, yeah, let's take the town. That puts us in pretty much whatever we want. Final Days and Ultimechia. Both of these are great. Suplex is great. Green is very heavy and permanent, so I think I'm going to take this Final Days. This card, to me, there's like 2 or 3 cards in the uncommon slot that are just absolutely incredible, and that is one of them. Marlboro, I really like. Gone, Town of Ruin also plays well. Reach the Horizon plays well. I'm just going to take the town here. I think we'll see another Marlboro, but the town is white black, and that to me looks good. Let's take a look here. Armen is a good one. Riona Hartley is pretty huge, right? Like you get a dog with it, and then whenever she attacks, she gets +1/+1 for each, or something else gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. So definitely worth a splash on this one. We're gonna take that over the Ahriman. All right, looking at Cloud of Darkness here, which is pretty incredible. We also see the blue-green land, so that way we could splash some things, but I think we're already going to be splashing this white card, so no need to go down that right when we have a perfectly good Cloud of Darkness here. Undercity Dire Rat plays really well. Summon Fat Chocobo plays really well. Both of these are good. I'm going to take the Chocobo. I think I really want to play Reach the Horizon. Like, it's the card that I want to play, but, like, you can't take it over good cards, right? So, Summon Fat Chocobo, Cloud of Darkness. Like, I can't take Reach the Horizon over these things. But it does help me fix. It will also help me ramp to 8. And then also, if we have either Torgal or Gubu Gardener, this coming down on 3, very reasonable. Makes for a lot of fast games where you really ramp up quickly. Elixir, Pandora, Promise fulfilled. Oh, this is light of the stage. I'm gonna take an elixir, I guess. No, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't think it matters. Let's just take this thing. I'm not playing that stuff. Laboratory Maniac, I suppose, is a... What is this thing? If you control artifacts. We don't have any artifacts. We might have some treasures. I don't really love 1-3 Vigilance, so let's take Laboratory Maniac in case we end up shifting into blue and milling ourselves out. Another Renoa. Okay, I'm in. I'm in. Get this guy in there. Jumbo Cactar. God, are we memeing? You know what? If you love something, you let it go. And if it comes back to you, it's meant to be. I think we just take our Farseek and move on. We're talking about ramping. We're talking about fixing. We're already in green. It's incredible. Summon side quest, raise a chocobo is really, really good. Summon Primal Garuda seems really good. But I think we're just taking Balam Garden. Whoa, flip, ready. Land Balam. Oh, man. Shout out to Piece of Crab on the AGL server. That one really got me. It's a flip, ready, land. Land Balam. So I do think we probably end up needing 4 towns. This only counts other towns, right? Transform this land unless every each other town you activate, right? So it's 7 and itself, 8 total lands. If you have 4 in the deck, that means you're likely to have 1 or 2 on, on the board. This Reach the Horizon going to get the Balam looks really good. I think that we also want to end up getting a couple of white lands for our Renoas. Is this one Crew 1? Yeah, Crew 1, 5/4 with flying. Draw a card on attack. I mean, card's good. Wouldn't mind splashing red for the rare that gets extra attacks when you crew with it. Man, Omega is really good to ramp into. Another good one color town. Summon Fat Chocobo and Balam T-Rex Soar. I'm going to take the Omega just because this is a common and this is a common. And this, we don't have any blue cards just yet. We've got this thing as of right now that we're now splashing into. And if we have to walk away from either our white or black, I'll be sad about it, but it's fine. I don't really think that seems to be... I don't really think that seems to be the case at the moment. Saz's Chocobo is very powerful. Even a little bit later. And so I think I'm going to take it here. Especially if we're going to get multiple triggers in the turn with like a Farseek or Reach the Horizons. It just comes down early and can stonewall some things, or it can beat some faces in. Let's take a look here. What is this? Destroy target non-land permanence controller creates a woman. That seems very powerful. We see a Lock Coal if we are going to go down blue a little bit more. Otherwise, we can just continue to take the Gobu Gardener. Lock Coal is good, but I don't know if we're going to be playing both blue and black. That seems like a little bit of a lot. So I'm going to take this Gardener just because we know we're going to play it. We know that we want it. I see another Final Days. Tough to pass that up. Even if we always discard our Final Days. I'm seeing Stuck in the Summoner's Sanctum. If we're already going to be playing Balam and Omega, that seems fine. I'm not super sold on Bard's Bow. It's a 3/3 reach, which is fine, but Equip 6 is just, it's too much. It is too much. So let's get this Stuck in the Summoner's. Okay, I see another Gobu Gardener. I don't know if I want a third one. Fight On is fine. If we are playing 5 color, Gladius is a good one. So I think I'm going to speculate. We've got Torgal to help for fixing. We've got Crossroads Village. And then now we pretty much just want a bunch of towns. Bunch of towns. Retrieve the Esper is filler, so we'll put it down here for now. Ice Flan is probably what we want. Or Kikirin Merchant. Let's take the Merchant. For now. Hektai is probably not making the cut, but still a very good card. Dwarven Castle also probably not making the cut. I mean, as of right now, we're just a Sultai deck that is splashing white, and that seems perfectly reasonable to me. But we only have 3 towns, so we need to focus on towns moving forward. Need a bunch of towns in the next pack. Towns and bombs. Are you a bomb? Mangara. Mangara's kind of a bomb. We did take Gladius, and so this town certainly plays well. Prish Wandering also goes and fetches us a town. So I might grab this for now. I'm hoping to either get like blue or green towns that also have off colors. So let's take the Wanderings. Chocobo Racetrack is very good. Chocobo Kick is very good. Our Windhurst helps us with the splash. Sephiroth's Intervention is very good. I'm gonna take this town though. We talked about getting a bunch of towns. We gotta play towns. Let's get some more towns in here. Green Black Town is great. Eject is very good. Man, a couple of these things are great though. But I have a feeling that we're probably gonna get one of these 4 cards back. Choco Comet in the pack. I don't think we can take a Choco Comet, but it's incredible. Give me another town. And I feel like I need like one more on color town. Like give me like a 5-color town. Isn't there a 5-color town? Oh, it's a rare. Give me another Crossroads Village so I can make the town whatever I want. Notably, we are still low on playables, but we can bring some of these things in. Okay, what is this thing? Venat, Heart of Hidalin. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, draw a card. This triggers it once to exile non permanent. Transform this indestructible. Beginning. Okay. We probably can take that. Otherwise, Ultimechia that flips over. But I think we just take this rare. How many legendary spells do we have? 1, 2, 3. So we're probably not really getting much out of the first half. Oh, 4/5. Okay. Yeah, we'll take it. That's fine. Double white, not a problem. Ignis, exactly the thing that we want. Get another town in the battlefield. Blue Black Town, looking pretty good. Just throw that in there. Like we need, what, 4 white sources, and we have 2. But we also have a Prish Wandering, a Reach the Horizon. Torgal is a 3rd. Farseek if we play at least probably 2 planes. So I'm not unhappy with a lot of this. Another town is great. Get this thing in here. All right, so I'm happy with the amount of towns we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 towns. I wish we had more. Blue-green town is incredible. That's great. So let's get this thing in here. 8 towns. And then we're all base green for pretty much everything. Checking our we've got 5 instants and sorceries. Everything else is a permanent. This is for all permanents, right? No, creature cards. We're going to have to check creatures in a second. Titus or Hope. Man, is Hope good? Is Hope what we want to do here? I think we're going to take it just because it's a rare. I don't know if we're going to play it, though. Creature cards. We got 15 creatures, so I am pretty happy with Final Days. I don't think we're playing any of these cards to take fight on. Eject. That's great. Get in here. We might play this fight on. Might play Hektais. I don't think we want to play Hope. Hektais is a creature. I think that's the card we want right now. I can't say I'm super thrilled with it, but like, it's fine. It you know, it plays. This card might be the card that I want, yeah? Return of Saga, Finality Counter. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think so. Okay, I feel like we ended up 1 card short. But we definitely have the power here. We definitely have the power here to kind of play what we want, and we're playing only 1 forest. Seems a little wrong to me. 1 mountain. The mountain is good for Farseek, but I don't know if that's helpful. We definitely want to play an island. I think we only need to play 2 plains. I think I'm going to cut this mountain, and I want to play a bunch of forests, because we need forests early. It's less about having the number of total forests and more just about, or like green sources. The other thing we could do is we could cut a swamp for another forest or that mountain back because we also have the Marlborough, and that lets us continue to play on. So let's do that. I actually might take this thing out and bring the fight on in, because we've got a bunch of other things we'd rather do. We don't, I mean, this means that we're not playing black until later. This makes me feel pretty good. We're a blue-green deck. This is a later thing, and then we, you know, just have some late game spells in some other colors. All right, gamers, we'll see you in the games. All right, game 1, match 1 with towns. Seeing if we can end up getting there with some towns and some bombs. I think we're officially in 5 colors, right? Because we got red for the 6 drop. We've got blue and green, a couple black cards, and then a couple white bombs as well. So I think I'm going to keep this, and this is a pretty wild one, but any land gets us to Gubu Gardener, which then gets us to Ignis, which then gets us to Stuck in Summoner Sanctum. We get to play the Saz's Chocobo if we draw another tap land. I think in general, we literally just need a land in 2 draws. And even then, like, even if we miss on a turn, it's not going to be great, but it's also not going to be the literal worst thing. Yeah, that's not good. But a land here, particularly untapped land, is just fine. But even a tapped one still plays. Not super scared of that. Oh, but yeah, make a treasure. This thing gets you a treasure and a frog. Incredible. Yeah, we got there. Let's go. Land. Gubu Gardener. Pass. Probably not going to block with our Gubu Gardener. But the Prisha's Wandering, putting a 1/1 counter on our Saz's Chocobo does mean that we kind of get 2 1/1 counters on it. We're probably going to play the Ignis, I think, just because it puts a thing on the board, and then, in theory, we hit a land in the top 6. It'd be pretty tough for us to only see 2 in the top 10 and then another 0 in the next 6. That would be pretty unlucky, if I do say so myself. Ideally, we hit a black source. Torgal, a Fine Hound. You know, if they attack with this rat, there's always a chance that we should be double blocking the rat. It does make a frog, but no, I don't think we want to do that. Let's just take our life, because this Chocobo is gonna get pretty big. We hit the land, which is good, so let's do that. And then I think we just Ignis. And hit a black land? No lands? Oh my gosh. This is wild. I'm wildin', man. That means that this next one is a land. That was pretty incredible to me. The Darkness Crystal. That's a good card. Especially with my final days in hand. And my fight on. Ancient Adamantoise. Okay. What does this do? Artifact or creature doesn't untap, can't be activated. You know, Darkness Crystal actually could be a pretty decent one to hit with the old Stuck in the Summoner Sanctum. But we're going to pass. We're going to Prisha's Wandering. Probably going to go get a black source. You know, it might be not a bad idea just to go get a... Ooh, an Iron Giant. Okay. Might be a bad idea just to go get a red source, because, like, these things are, like, never being relevant. Also might have to do something about this Iron Giant rather than the Darkness Crystal, but okay. Get me a white source, a black source. White doesn't do anything for me here. No need to do that. We could get blue-black. That's not particularly helpful. Black-green is fine. Maybe that black-red land would have been helpful. I'm going to play this Gone. And we're going to put a counter on Ignis Scientia. Because now this blocks these 2/3s and 2/2s and stuff just fine. Gonna play the Stuck in the Summoner's Sanctum on the Iron Giant. And that should keep the board sort of stalled and locked down for a bit. And we're pretty much just stalling and waiting until we get to Adamantoise. Because that should take over the game. Sea Torgal, a fine hound. He's a fine hound. And man, I feel like we are just scraping together every piece of mana that we can get, which is like not supposed to be the case. Cloud of Darkness. Yep. Doesn't really matter. Just a 3/3 flyer here. Yep. Gubu Gardener. Alright, buddy. Get in here. Gotta pay all of our mana for more mana. We're gonna just cast a Final Days because it's in our hand. We got cards. Going wide. Next turn we get to cast Omega if we want to. Lock something down for 2. Could also just play the Adamantoise. I don't think I want to do that though. I think I'm gonna play this thing, and if they've got some like big kill spell, then they would get it back with like the Darkness Crystal, then our Adamantoise will block it just fine. Like we haven't really given them a lot of stuff to kill with like a Sephiroth Invocation. Oh, okay, that was good. We got a frog. But now we can play the Adamantoise because they didn't kill the Omega. We can then attack with the Omega, and the Adamantoise takes all the damage. Makes a frog. Do they have anything that they're going to actually do with these frogs? Or is it just put counters on the Kina? Okay, I'm down for a Kyrian Merchant. Kyrian? Attacking with our 20 life. Okay. They fog with some frogs. We play the Merchant, and we play Final Days. I don't remember. I don't think there's any board wipes in black-green, so we're just going to continue to go wide. Yo! Easy. We don't have anything that we really want from them. So we'll just move on. Happy with this one. Okay. A little better, but also a little sketchy. I mean, it's fine, right? Like, we'd like an untapped land, so that way we can go, like, Gone, Forest, Gubu Gardener, and then the next turn we can go, like, Crossroads into Farseek and, like, really keep things moving, but You know, if this has got to be how it's got to be. Our opponent didn't particularly put a huge clock on us. So let's do this. Play the Gardener. I think we want to play the Gardener because if we play the Precious Wandering, then we've got something to put a counter on, which is good. Wandering can go get us something, I think. Let's just play that. Oh, we don't have anything. Okay, so we gotta play this. Let's play it on blue. And this can go get us a town. We can go probably get our rare town, which tracks. And then, we probably want to go get a red source because then Newfound Adventure can get something. Yeah, I don't really know. Maybe it's a little too hasty on this. This might need to be red. Bard's Bow. Make a token. Make a frog. They're doing it. Bard's Bow goes on. The hero. Should have made a Bard Frog. Alright. Blam blam. Yeah, tough nuts do that. Let's just grab this thing. That goes there. I make a 4/4. You know what? I don't think I want to do that quite yet. I'm going to play Ignis and then into Farseek. And yeah, we'll take a little bit, but Farseek 4. We have 2 white. Let's go get a second black source. This is an instant, yeah. Can't be counted yet. Yeah. I make a 1/1. It's a good dog. My guess is likely what will happen, depending on what they do, is we will attack. Ooh, Marlborough. This is just if it would die. So we could. Doesn't matter. I'm thinking we could discard the Adamantoise and then cast Fight On, but like we're not getting anything else in the discard pile. So let's just discard the Fight On. Like there's no point. All right. Omega. Gaining a little bit of life. Stun this thing down for a little while. And then next turn we can drop the Adamantoise and then attack with a couple of big things because the damage goes to the Adamantoise. Yeah, all right. With board stalls, this thing like really looks good because it opens up attacks. Thing out there. And so now we've got this thing attacking, and then like also a 7/7 dog. Could get blown up with like an overkill or something, but the Ancient Adamantoise doesn't. It's got the Ward 3. Oh man, alright. This card might not be a meme. It might be a good one. Four 1/1 counters onto. I mean, it doesn't really matter because we can just eject it to get rid of the counters. You know, I thought the turtle was a meme, but I don't think that's true. Coliseum Behemoth destroys my 8/8. Ah, that's pretty scary. No, it draws a card. Ooh. All right. I feel like we sort of dodged a bullet. Yikes, because if they destroy my 8/8, then it goes under the Darkness Crystal, and then they can go get it back as an 8/8. Not that, like, it necessarily taps anything down or gains them life or whatever, but, like, 8/8s are big. All right. Round 2. Fight. Yeah, this is fine. Fight On continue to be like mid at best. play this. We're probably gonna put this on blue so that we can end up playing our Kirkin Merchant. We might also play it on black so we play Cloud of Darkness. It's gonna kind of depend on what things look like. I see. Well, blue it is. Because then we can just go get other colors with our Reach the Horizon when we get there. Yeah, no blocks. You got it, brother. Ash. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to play Swamp and Kirkin Mage. And then we'll probably just play our Reach the Horizon this next turn. Thunder Magic on top of our Merchant would be pretty rough. White Auracite would be a little less rough, but also still kind of bad. But our Chocobo's gonna get big, so. Yeah, no blocks. You got it. Snow Villagers, sure. Gardener. No, I think we just reached the horizons. Player planes. They're debating on whether they want to flash us in. No, I think they're probably just looking away. What lands do we want to get? We want to get our blue-green land, so that kind of doubles up on those. And probably a green-black land, I would think, because we've got the red one in hand. This thing, and then this thing. If we didn't have Gungaga in hand, then we probably would want to go get that, but we do, so we can't. This is +1/+0 and first strike for the end of turn, and this is just +1/+0 till end of turn time. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's got Menace. Yeah, that's still fine. So we are going to double block here. And it's going to get first strike, and they're going to kill my Merchant, and that's okay. Because... Oh, we didn't even get first strike. That's fine. We just want to continue to remove things off of their board, so that way Snow Villagers is worse. Our Chocobo is a 6/7, and even if our Gardener dies, we can either get them both back, we can Cloud of Darkness. Like, it just feels like we're going to be okay for a little while. They can really only attack with one thing because it's got Menace. Because if they attack with something else, we just eat the second thing with a Chocobo and let the Menace thing get through. That's the thing. Okay. Yep. Double block. Yep. Yep. Alright, so now we're going to Cloud of Darkness. And then we can fight on getting our two things back. And now they're pretty much stuck with a bunch of non-creatures. Which is great. Seems exactly what we want to be doing in this matchup, is keeping the board clear and waiting for our big stuff. Chocobo really showing out that game, making it so that way even if we weren't a like an aggro deck where the Chocobo needs to be round, it still played well. We've got, this is definitely a mulligan even if we hit a forest, so we're gonna take our 6 and find something much better here. I'm gonna get rid of one forest for now, so that way we've got every color of mana, which is good. Blue, green, and you know, there's Sultai colors here being the more important ones. Plains being helpful. Mainly is just an untapped land. White Mage Staff. Can't say I'm like super thrilled with this hand because it looks like we're gonna get kind of run over a little bit. But depending on what they play here, Paladin Arms is, you know, not great, but it's certainly not terrifying. Like this, and then Precious Wandering. Just go get something. Probably another green black. No, it's got to be the green white one because that's the one that would let us play our double white card. Weapons vendor. Here it is. Yo, the double white card. White Auracite seems good. And then now we can play our Gungaga and Cloud of Darkness. Even though it doesn't kill anything, it blocks. Oh, but we're just dead? Dang. Alright, that's that. We definitely got run over a lot faster than I would have expected. I wonder if maybe we take something out and put in this Hectize just as a roadblock. Nah, we didn't draw Torgal or Chocobo or either of our Gubu Gardeners, so I would think that hitting one of those is likely where we want to be at. Yeah, this sucks. But I don't think we can turn it down, right? Like, we just need to hit on some of our stuff. Let's sort of hope. They're mulliganing, so that's helpful. We're also on the play, so we've just got that one extra turn of tap lands and things to be helpful. We're going to hit this for black. So we've got 2 black spells in hand. Yep. Gardener, please. It's like the opposite of the Gardener. I would also accept go search your land for 2 towns. Library for 2 towns. Okay. Alright. Final days. 2 things on the battlefield. Okay. I wonder if they're going to get that first striking one again. That'd be pretty good. Yep, that's a good one. Oh, okay. This is a good one, too. So we're going to play this. The question is, do you play it on the Delivery Moogle or do you play it on the Snowvillers? I think we're going to play it on the Moogle because this is the... No, none of these things have reach. So let's play it here. And then we're going to solo block the White Mage Staff token. And if they want to play their first striker, they do. That's fine. It goes here. Eats their thing. And then we draw basic mountain out of the deck. I don't know what we draw. Call the Mountain Chocobo. That's a good card. We draw our own little Chocobo. Not what we wanted. But it's likely just going to gain us 4 life here. Or 5 life, technically. Because we're going to trade. I've got 2 3/2s, and the one of them is a bunch of equipment. So I think I'm going to block like this. I'm going to block like this, because that 3/2 just requires playing lands. Yep. Probably fight on here. Yep. Just to get our Chocobo back. And hopefully we draw the search up 2 towns town card. No, we draw this. We played our things out of order, but that's okay. I don't know if it's really gonna matter much, right? Like they play their land, we go to 1. If we untap, no, I was gonna say when we tap down a thing in game 3, that could work. Coral Sword, we're dead. Yeah, a little unfortunate. We didn't draw any ramp, and maybe we should have just pitched it. But, you know, 3 mana, and we had a couple spells. We just kind of hoped to draw some of our ramp spells. Drew the wrong half of the deck in the ramp deck. That's what happened. All right, jumping back in for round 3. See if we can make things work this time around. Cast our big stuff, win the game. Yep, seems great. Very much what we want out of things. Probably start off with the Gone, because then do this here. Because if we draw the Chocobo, we can play that and get a thing. What is this? Ragavan is in the set. There you go. Today we learned. Get a Swamp off the top of our deck. Play this. Hopefully this 1/4 is good enough to... keep things at bay. Summon Chocomogue. I don't know why they would have sacrificed the treasure. Right, like, wouldn't you just play the land and play this so that way you keep the treasure around? But maybe it doesn't much matter. Torgal a Fine Hound. Would have been good last turn, but here we are. Yeah, raise a Chocobo. Yeah. If they want to end up like attacking here and then we block and then they kill us with the Blazing Bomb, I'm so down for that. That pretty much clears the board because this is going to go away in a couple turns. They don't do that, so we're going to Forest and hold up the Prith's Wanderings. Hopefully the extra +1/+1 is going to be like just enough to get us over the edge. Probably go get Red Source, Gigantitoad. That kind of works for us as well. Yep. Yeah, right. So this Chocobo is dying next turn. You might as well attack with it. That one's getting in. So the question is do we want to kill Ragavan? Do we want to kill the Chocobo? I feel like we have to kill Ragavan here. Just because it also gets him a treasure. And then likely the Blazing Bomb kills the Merchant. We're still going to go Wanderings anyway. Yep. Go get the red land, I think. Might as well loot just to see what we can find. I don't think we have time for that anymore. Put this out and get this out of here. Then we land and summon Fat Chocobo, which in theory should be good enough because even though these things get +1/+0, the 3/3 goes away. We now have a 5/4 into the 4/4, which is good, and a 2/2 into the 3/2, which is also good. Even a kill spell is fine because we can untap and play Omega and gain some life, tap some things down. Yep. This is fine. We trade Chocobos, go to 1. And then we tap down their 7/7. Oh my god, I got so scared that we didn't have the mana for it. That's tap down for a couple turns. Nice. Play this thing. Play this thing on white. No attacks this turn, but next turn after we play 2 more jump blockers, I'm down to attack. Or we can eject a Toad. Get out of here. Get out of here, Mr. Toad. Play our blockers. Attack for 12, which means that even if they play one blocker on the Omega, we still have lethal. They would need a blocker and a removal spell in order to survive. The blocker we know about. A second blocker. Still good? Okay, so I think we're going to get in with the Omega. Yep. Tracks. Do Farseek. Get a Plains. We hold the forest just in case. Summon Ifrit. Okay. Not gonna do him a whole lot, I think. I think it's probably better just to flash back the thing, but this enters tapped. And we pass. We've got good blockers here. Oh, they chose not to discard, so that's a little scary. In theory, we trade Torgal for summon. We chump with the Gardener on the Toad, and we eat the Colosseum Behemoth with the Omega. That's kind of the standard blocks that we see right now. Alternatively, we could go Gardener on the Toad, Marlborough eat the Ifrit, and then Omega eat the Colosseum Behemoth. But the Ifrit's kind of lost its greatness. Choco Comet killed that. Okay, that doesn't really change much. I mean, it's good. But wait a second, couldn't they have just Choco Cometed our face? Yeah, they could have just lethaled us. Yikes, OP. Not always the best. That's okay. We all make mistakes early in the format. Stay tuned. Okay, Chocobo. This actually was a really good draw because it means that we can now flip this thing and crew it. Oh, but it's tapped. That's okay. Not as good as I'd originally anticipated. That's okay. As of right now, we still don't have lethal, but we're gonna be attacking in the air for 5 and then drawing a card. So that, in theory, seems good. Our 8/8 really holding off their 7/7 just fine. I see. The all-out attack. This feels like desperation. Oh, the Ifrit is pretty much dead anyway, so we can chomp the Toad, eat the Behemoth, take 3, and then trade with the Chocobo. And then it puts them dead in the backswing? No, it doesn't. It would put them to 1, but not in good straits. If we get any sort of thing to crew with, we'd be attacking with Omega and the Chocobo and then the Balam. Yeah, and they're seeing it. My turn. Gubu Gardener. The perfect thing to crew Balam with. Draw card. Okay. Yo, this is a 3/3 because we have a dog? And a wolf? Yo? That's just good deck building. Another town. This counter here. Ifrit goes away. OP at 1. That's a good one, but not going to do any good here. And we got there. For game 1. All right, game 2. We're on the draw, and they're on a mulligan, so I think we're going to keep this. Blue source gets us the merchant, but in reality, just 2 lands gets us to reach the horizon, which gets us to Omega. So 1 land here. We just need another land by turn 4. I don't even know if we really have to do anything else until then. Like, some of their stuff that they were doing was like really big over the top. So we just have to make sure that we are more over the top than them. Untap blue source, please. We gotta be playing an island in here. 1 island. Also would accept Farseek. Got a little pot scout. Tap land is not the worst. But no attacks here, no blocks. Sure. Yep. We'll have to take 4 here. This being a believer or a sorcery works. Alright, let's go get Balam and blue black. So we have double black and then also blue source for our thing. Gonna be tough for Fenrir's Elliptic Growl to outpace an 8/8, but possible. Is this a chocobo kick? It just might be. I think that's fine, honestly. Like we get hit for 6, and then we just have to pay something with like a 4/4, right? Yeah. So, do we take a turn to play this? Could also play Renoa Haratili. No, let's play. Let's play this. Let's go get just a blue-green land, because we're going to lose out on a blue-green land. They don't draw a card. We have a big 6/6. Alright. Bard's Bow. Yep, that tracks. Now we can play the Merchant and the Renoa, which we now have 2 of. Build out a bit of a board. I'm kind of down to trade this with 2 things. Yeah, and apparently that's enough to win us the match. All right, gamers. You know, again, I think that this deck had enough to get there after playing with it for a little bit. I don't know if the double white splash was really necessary. Or white in general. Like, these things probably could have been cut. With how the draft went, like, I'm not really thrilled to be playing, like, Heck Dies. Retrieve the Esper probably would have been fine. Maybe Rydia. But the single white splash I thought was fine with a Windurst and a Crossroad Village and then, like, a Plains. But if we take this thing out and we put in something else, like Rydia, then we can put our Mountain back in that we had. And then this just sort of feels like a bit more of a responsible mana base with the Farseek to help. But overall, deck was great. Final Days did not actually look particularly good, nor did Fight on here. So something to sort of look at in the future. Even though we had 15 creatures, it just never really kind of panned out. Maybe it's because we played Dark Crystal or something. So we will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Talk to you soon. Bye.